Sitting here with Timbers defender Eric Miller. Eric, in the post-game presser after the RSL victory, we heard Miles say how they're doing some things differently in the last three defensively. What have you seen change since that Houston result?
I think the biggest thing that we've kind of been talking about and working on is preventive coverage, trying to be in really good spots still when we have the ball and thinking about what's the worst case scenario if we do lose it. If we lose it, can we win it back quickly, and can we have the right structure behind the ball so that we're not overexposed while we have the ball while still being in really good positions to keep the ball and try to be the team that's in control of the game.
Is it kind of a nice thing when you go through a coaching transition and you have three games quickly right away, almost doesn't give you time to think?
I think that's a huge part of it, yeah. I think for us, and I think especially just at the point we are in the season, having opportunities to respond quickly to losses or to build on really good momentum when you get a win like we did on Wednesday is huge, and not having, like you said, too much time to think and overanalyze and just trying to give guys clear, simple pictures and hoping they can execute it is kind of where we're at right now.
Only 4 points out. I don't know the exact statistical, playoff chases in your career, but have you been in this situation before where you're just hovering around that playoff line with 8-9 games to go?
Yeah, it feels like every year of the 10 I've played in MLS is always the same. There's always the 5, 6, 7 teams who are in the mix, and I think if we can keep on a little bit of a run here, we can get into that mix and really be talking about getting into the playoffs and hopefully making some noise once we get in there. I think it's just the nature of MLS. All the teams are so even. There's so much parity that this time of year you just end up playing in a lot of huge games, a lot of 6-point games against teams that are in and around you on the table, and that's, as a player, what you want to be doing.
What did you guys do well against RSL? You're looking to carry over to Seattle?
I thought we started the game off really well and a really positive note. I thought we built out of the back really well. It felt like we had some really good width attacking, which caused them a little bit of an issue. And I thought as the game went on, we managed it really well in terms of not going to a bunker too early, but still keeping the ball, showing a little bit of stuff in the counter. And I think as a group, we've always had that in us. It's just trying to get it out more consistently and week after week within the long MLS season.
I noticed it from the press box. I asked you about it on Saturday. How often have you been drinking black coffee, just straight black coffee, before a match starts?
I do it almost every game. Sometimes I'll do it in the locker room, but usually if I sub on, I'll do it right before the game. My friend and former teammate Alan Gordon used to always tell me about how you got to prepare your body differently to sub on than if you're starting, and of all the people that know about subbing on in MLS games, Alan Gordon is probably one that you should listen to. So yeah.
So the key to being an impact sub is black coffee.
It could be, yeah, and just kind of timing he was always about timing your body a little different. He would even eat later in the day, I know he was saying, because he's like, I'm going to come on in 75 minutes. That's like a consistent amount of time later than the guys who are starting, so I'm going to eat later and kind of have my body ready to peak at that time of the game rather than an hour before. So I think just trying to pick up guys from some of the older guys who have been there. I haven't been able to score as many stoppage time winners as Alan Gordon, but there's still time.
As a defender, obviously, this weekend you'll be playing with Juan David Mosquera. Beforehand, do you know how attacking he's going to be, or kind of you just have to let Juan be Juan?
I think you got to let Juan be Juan, and I think a lot of it is he has so many tools and so many gifts, and you just kind of got to let him express himself. I think trying to get him to use those tools within our structure is a little bit of what we've been working on last week, whether that's coming inside a little bit more when the ball's on the weak side, or even just that preventive coverage of the timing of when he's going forward, so that when he is getting there, he's got that full head of steam is something we've been talking a little bit. But I think at the end of the day, he has so much quality, and he's got tools that not a lot of other people have, so you kind of just got to let him get out there and do his thing.
Eric, safe travels and good looking at Seattle.
Thanks, man.